Hello, this is Pacheco. This is my project on language communication between my subjects, David and his girlfriend Dallas. Uh, I'm going to be asking them some questions about language communication, how they adapted to being in a different location uh, prior to living out here in Downey. For her too, she's from originally from Montana. But we'll start first with Mr. David Lopez. Are you ready, Mr. Wolf?
Yes, I am.
Okay, first question. How different do you think people communicate or speak to each other where you're currently staying out here in Downey to where you were originally from in Hollywood? More
Uh,
respectful, give examples.
um, I guess some people are a little more respectful than others. Kind of varies. Be completely honest, it's a little more quieter out here. Less people. Everyone kind of sticks to themselves in comparison to Hollywood and other parts of LA.
Oh, right. So it's like they're just different in a way, but they keep to themselves. Okay. Number two, knowing that your partner is from a completely different cultural, ethnic, and social background than yours, did it make it difficult to communicate with each other at first, prior to dating, when you first met? Back then?
Actually, no. We had a common ground of both being an artist, both being a musician, and both having a common goal of trying to better oneself, pretty much. And we started off as strangers, and then as we prolonged our relationship and got to know each other better, we got to know more about one another's culture and ended up falling in love with each other. So, yeah.
Alright. Number three, are there any words or phrases your partner sometimes uses that you don't understand, which are probably for like phrases from or words from Montana?
Um,
Does she have to explain what they are?
I don't really know. Not really. I mean, she has her own form of like slang when she says, "I'm gonna like boop you," and then she says "mlam."
What does that mean? Give an example.
Mlam would probably be like it would be used to kind of replace another word, I guess.
Malay.
Like mlem would be like,
Malem.
oh, stop being so lame, or stop being so or
Man.
you know.
Oh.
She has her own dialect with that.
I probably have to ask her about that. Number four, are there any words or phrases that are foreign to you, which you were, well, you just explained it, that were taught to you by her, which was that.
Yeah,
It's
it's just
basically,
mlem. Mlem is just like a replacement for like profanity or lame or
it's
certain
like one of those
words.
universal words
Yeah,
from up there in Montana.
she just made a universal word on her own while she was out here.
Oh, she made it out when she was, she figured out when she was out here, like when she came out with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Five, what are good and bad instances of communication with your partner? But describe what they do or they don't do.
Um, I guess it's just communication errors where like misunderstandings, and then we had to kind of repeat certain things. She kind of hates repeating herself sometimes. I understand, it's like I have to hear something over again to get a more better understanding of as to what she's trying to have me do for her. Yeah.
Okay. Number six. In addition to standard English, which most of us know these days, and we learn from school, are there any other forms of English you understand? Example, Ebonics, which I told you was the other day, African American English, right? Urban English that all the kids use today,
Yeah.
try to be cool. Slang or dialects?
I know slang. I never heard of Ebonics until today. I know about urban language, which is pretty much like just picking up shit from the streets. To be completely honest, I mean, you
Give an
can't.
example of what the kids use today.
Uh, some of it, not all of it, man. I'm getting up there in age.
As urban English.
Um, yeah, with urban English, it varies. I mean, there's too many new terms and it's constantly evolving.
It's hard to keep up with it.
It's really kind of hard to keep up with nowadays.
Oh, like the other day, I had to tell you what no cap was.
Yep, I didn't know what no cap meant. I barely found
Like,
out. I barely found out what drip meant. I barely found out what sauce meant.
What do they mean?
I guess drip is like something involving fashion, and then sauce means like I guess you got the money or so. I don't even know what's. I still don't know what sauce is, to be completely honest. I know what drip is. Drip is just involving like your looks and appearance and your outfit. Like, oh, you know, this guy over here got a gold chain, a Rolex watch, a Supreme shirt, you know, by any means necessary hoodie, and like a nice pair of Jordans. He's got drip. You get me? That's just a prime example.
Oh, okay. Any examples of Ebonics?
No. I don't really know much about Ebonics. Aye.
I got you. Okay, next question. Being from a mixed ethical background of sorts, can you speak any of the hereditary languages
My dad
from your backgrounds?
My dad tried to teach me Spanish, but he wasn't really around as much. He was constantly working since he had 2 jobs. I tried learning myself, but I only know like basics. I don't know like how to start a full conversation in Spanish.
How much Spanish do you think you know? How much do you think you actually know? Or like, can you actually speak?
Partial greetings. That's it. Like you know, hola, cómo estás?
Like a few phrases here and there?
A few phrases, and you know, like beginner stuff.
And from your mom's side of background?
The majority, we speak English, but we're supposed to be speaking Haitian Creole from what I sing in Caribbean. Yeah, in St. Thomas, we're supposed to speak Creole and Spanish by default.
Do you know any Creole at all?
I don't.
But you do know and understand some Spanish, like
Yeah.
certain Spanish phrases.
Yeah, certain Spanish phrases, not too many.
Oh, okay. Number 8. What environment would you say influenced the way you learn to speak English the most? Like your family at home, school, friends?
I would say those 3: family, family, school, and friends.
Any of the 3 more influential than the others to you, or?
Honestly, I would say my family the most because I was always around them the most, and I would always. I even picked up like cursing and profanity from arguments that me and my sister got into, and overhearing arguments that my mom and sister would get into. Sorry about that.
No, it's cool. It's getting late, man. Well, not that late, but okay. Number 9, which is the final question. Are there currently any languages you might be interested in learning? If so, which and why, my brother?
Haitian Creole because I want to know the native language of the Caribbean islands. Spanish because you know it's obviously a part of my culture, and my dad failed to teach me it when I was 4 years old, so kind of want to do it myself now.
So you want to learn Creole and Spanish?
Yeah, mainly Spanish because I know like jobs out here they require some bilingual people. That would be kind of a beneficiary, and Spanish is like a universal language out here.
It is, especially California. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, thank you, mi brother. That was the conclusion of our interview. Thank you for participating in my school project for anthropology and language communication.
No problem.
Hello, this is Sal Pacheco, and this is my anthropology project on language and communication with my research subjects, Dallas and Diddy. This is log entry 2, interview with Dallas. Hello, Miss Dallas. Welcome.
Hello.
I'm going to ask you some questions about language communication. And ready to begin?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Question 1. How differently do you think people communicate or speak to each other where you're currently staying here in California, since you're originally from Montana? Like, do people talk or
Out
communicate differently?
here, yeah. I mean, back where I'm from, like, it it's actually more usual to have things more clarified and more transparent. You know, especially when it comes to important things such as, you know, purchasing something or something as simple as, you know, going to homeless resources.
Mm-hmm.
Or let's say, you know, Medi-Cal versus Medicaid. Medicaid in Montana is a bit more transparent, and you know what you're going to get and you know what's on the table, versus a lot of the benefits out here in California, you end up finding out later that there's strings attached.
Mm.
You know, and a lot of that has to do with the communication.
I get you. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Like, California does work like that here and there. Number 2, knowing that your partner is from a completely different cultural, ethnical, and social background than yours, compared when you were back in Montana, did that make it difficult to communicate with him at first when you started dating?
When we first dating, yeah, because I mean, I was raised with more, you know, when you're talking to somebody, you're looking at them in the eyes, you know, you're giving them your undivided attention, you know, and here, I found out here, people aren't really taught that, you
They're
know,
not?
and no, I've been noticing a lot of that.
With David?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Poor David. You told me something, too. For that one. Are there any words or phrases your partner sometimes uses that you don't understand?
Just usually when he's talking about anime.
Anime talk?
Yeah, or...
Otaku talk?
Uh-huh.
Oh, my. I know. I know about anime, so I know how that goes. Are there any words or phrases that are foreign to you which you learned from your partner?
Sus.
Sus? Can you explain what that means?
Suspicious.
Suspicious?
Yeah.
I haven't heard the definition of that before. Any others?
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Not at the top of my head, that's just it.
Sus. Was that a recent one?
Yeah, that was the most recent one.
Okay, we can go to the next question.
Okay.
If you can't remember. Any others? What are good or bad instances of communication with your partner? Describe what he does or doesn't do.
A good communication is when we're talking clearly and we both have a clear understanding of what the other person is saying, because we speak it in a way where the other person understands, you know, because we understand how the other person interprets certain words or certain phrases. So we usually watch what we say, because certain words trigger the other person, you know, just because of how we were raised.
Bad instances?
Bad instances?
What he doesn't do?
When I'm trying to communicate with him and it takes about 3 or 4 or 5 times for me to actually get his attention.
He'll be distracted with something else?
Yeah, and that really messes with communication.
Okay. Number 6. In addition to standard English, which obviously you learned from like growing up and from like school, or in your case, as you have mentioned to me before, being homeschooled, are there any other forms of English you understand, like urban English, slang, dialects?
I know in Britain, there's certain words that we use here that mean something different back then. They're like cookies here is something different there. Or biscuit. A biscuit is something different here. What we call biscuits, they call scones.
Scone? Haven't heard that one before. For Britain?
Or, fish and chips.
Oh, I heard about that, yeah.
Fries. Potato fries. They're not actual chips, they're fries. Mm-hmm.
So you understand like British English? You're saying like Britain?
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other forms, or is that the only one besides standard
So
English
far that's the only form of English that I've studied
that
in
you
the
know
past.
at
Yeah,
the
that I
moment?
know.
Okay, number 7. Being originally from Montana, did you have any difficulty communicating and adapting to the way Californians talk or speak when you first moved to this state?
Mostly when it comes to communication, it's mostly
Differences
about
in pronunciation.
not just per it. Everything's pronounced differently here. You
Can provide
know,
some examples.
bought it. Oh man, some examples. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I know that the culture is extremely different. It was a culture shock for me.
Oh,
A
it
lot
was
of it was more of body language and the tone of voice that they used.
compared to Montana. It's very
Compared to
different.
Montana, yeah, it's very different. It's more aggressive, more confrontational and singling you out, you know. Rather in Montana, it's more of a kinder approach, and they actually want to, help you if there's something wrong. Like if you have a flat tire or something, a lot of them in Montana are quick to help you out. Out here, if you have a flat tire, they're more likely to run up and tax you.
Oh wow, that is actually true. I'm not even gonna flex on that. Meaning, I'm not gonna lie on that. It's true. I'm being from California. I'll say it's true. Number 8. What environment would you say influenced the way you learned to speak English the most? Your family at home, education system, while you were homeschooled.
Yeah, I'd say
or
family at home, and then it went to that, and then it kind of transformed itself when I started working at the age of 16 and a half, 17. That's when I really started using cuss words and slang words, and that would have to be because I was surrounded by a bunch of people who cussed all the freaking time in the kitchen.
Wow, so there must have been
I was
some
the only
angry
female there.
There must have been some very angry cooks then. Very angry cooks.
Not really angry, just very vulgar.
Very vulgar. Oh boy.
Let's just say I was the only female employee there.
I can understand how an environment like that can get frustrating, and especially in a small kitchen, close quarters with a bunch of other people making the same thing, trying to just screw up orders. Oh my god. Damn. Okay. Number 9, and the final question actually. Are there currently any languages you might be interested in learning? If so, which and why?
I actually really want to learn Scottish Gaelic because it's from my birth family. And I want to learn
Gaelic, I heard about that one.
And I want to learn Spanish because it's something, my daughter and my current one on the way will be part Hispanic. And that's something that I really want them to be able to learn, for them than for me.
As a third generation Hispanic baby.
Yeah, my daughter, she's half El Salvadorian. I wish I had been able to teach her Spanish. Maybe now that she's in public school, she'll learn.
Well, the kids, apparently, from what I've learned, they learn languages way faster at a younger age. And they're able to retain them. And
she's growing up in an area where they predominantly speak Spanish. So, even though there's a lot of English speaking, I'm sorry, but the majority of the people around here speak and write and read Spanish. Either some other language aside from English. And Scottish Gaelic is not a lot of people speak it anymore.
Is it like an ancient language or?
Yeah, unless you're directly from Scotland, I guess. But even then, most of what I've heard from people that come from over there, they speak English. So.
Wow. Well, thank you, Miss Diddy. That concludes the interview for language and communication. Thanks for being here with me on this recording.
Thank you.
Well,